Okay, so lovely to see you all again. We're going to work again with energy block release 2. So you'll find these things keep coming around. There's only sort of 4 main ones and a couple of little extra special ones as well. So they just keep coming around, and you gradually learn the sequences and find more in each sequence. So they all have names. So the energy block release 2, its name is Be Here Now. So it is all about mindfulness and being fully present. And one of the ways we can do that is through our physical practice, being very observant of your body. So we will do, if you're joining me as well for the restorative yoga, we're going to do the really sort of deep mindfulness of this sequence, but you can work with that now as well. So I just wanted to read you Thich Nhat Hanh's written about the sutra of mindfulness says, when walking, the practitioner must be conscious that he is walking. When sitting, the practitioner must be conscious that he is sitting. When lying down, the practitioner must be conscious that he is lying down. No matter what position one's body is in, the practitioner must be conscious of that position. Practicing thus, the practitioner lives in direct and constant mindfulness of the body. The mindfulness of the positions of one's body is not enough, however. We must be conscious of each breath, each movement, every thought and feeling, everything which has any relation to ourselves. So we'll start with a little mindful moment. I might just let the dog go out first. She'll probably have to come back in. Come on. Okay. And so that's why we always start the yoga class with that mindful moment, to just tune into how your body's feeling today. So take a comfortable seated position with a long, relaxed, long spine. Let the shoulders soften. Let the head find a natural balance point that's perfectly easy for you. Let the legs relax. And now bring the awareness to the breath, following that journey of the in-breath and the out-breath, following the movements, perhaps allowing the shoulders to relax down each out-breath. And now we'll enjoy 3 energizing long breaths from the tailbone to the crown. And then lengthen the back of the neck, bring the chin to the sternum, open the eyes to the ground, and notice you've arrived on your mat, in your space at home, ready to practice yoga. We'll come up onto our feet and warm up with some activations. I'm going to have a little bit of a focus on hips today. I'm just going to begin with a hip hike. So just lifting one hip bone up and down. So I've got one knee bent, I'm on the ball of the foot, and I'm just moving that hip bone up and down. You can think about core engagement if you wish, and also think about the muscles you're using at the side of the waist there. A little very particular movement. Let's try that on the other side. So let's warm up a bit further in all the directions with the hips. So tilting the pelvis forward. I'm going to try and keep the shoulder girdle completely still if you can. To the side, behind you, to the other side, and then making that into a nice smooth circle. Just enjoy. So just noticing as well with our mindfulness, noticing how the spine feels, which parts of the spine are loving that. If there's any parts of the spine that have aches and pains in a nice way, if there's any aches and pains in a bad way, don't do it, obviously. Go to the other way. If sometimes there's parts of the spine that you haven't moved much today, or if you've been sitting, it all can feel a bit compressed. So it's quite nice to just move in this way. So we'll let the arms join in as well. Go back in the first direction. And now again, if you have been sitting or working at a desk or driving, you'll feel a lovely release, I hope, between the shoulder blades. It might feel stiff, but it'll feel really nice. I hope to move it. And back the other way. That's brilliant. It's nice watching you as well. Good. So we're going to, back to skiing again. I thought we'd have another little ski trip. So taking your poles up in front of you, breathing in, whoosh down the slope. Last one. And when you come back up, take the feet a bit wider for some pliés. You turn the feet out, maybe 45 degrees angle, whatever works for you. Breathing in and then gently keeping the spine straight, just bending the knees so the shin bone becomes vertical. Don't take it too deep if you get sore knees. Just keep it nice and soft. See how the glute muscles behind you feel as you come back up. I'm going to be using those in chair of the heart in a moment. And then we'll just really tune into the whole of the spine with that wonderful figure of 8 movement, or infinity on its side. We come back through the heart each time. Take it down low if you want to. Take it wherever you want to go to completely wake your spine up. Overhead I like as well. Hips joining in that figure of 8 movement there, just naturally. And bring it back to the center. Just going to wake up the glute medius and the groin area as well, so take the feet quite wide. And we're just either going to, you can either just go to the knee and take the opposite hand behind you, or you can go to the big toe and then the other side. Work the feet back together. Let's have a lovely spine, and we'll have a few spinal waves to finish. Just begin how you feels right for you. Experiment. Just check in to each of those little vertebrae, each of those discs in between. And just check everything's okay. You don't have to go too deep if you've got any achy discs. Bend in the knees, engage in the core to uncurl safely each time. And let's take a stretch right up, breathe in. Fantastic. So we're going to work with that energy block release 2. It's quite handy to have a cushion and maybe a blanket or a towel, something you can roll up under your knees. It's got the, it's a really long sequence, so it has the standing part, but then as we come down on the floor, we're working with some asanas, we're working with seated forward bend, and so it's quite good to just have something under your knees and under your bottom when we get to that point. But we're going to start standing. I'm going to start with a lovely mindful meditation. Maybe just enjoy closing your eyes for a moment. And notice your heartbeat from the activations. If they were fairly gentle activations today, but you should feel your heart beating a little faster, a little harder, working a little harder to pump the blood to every part of your body. And as you feel that heartbeat, just visualise that the heart space and the lungs are filling with radiance, bright white light pulsing throughout the rib cage, maybe even out across the shoulders and the rest of the body too. And now bring your awareness back to your breath. As you breathe in, fill that heart space with light. As you breathe out, push it down through the soles of the feet, connecting down. As you inhale, draw that energy back up from the ground to the heart. And breathe out, lengthening and pushing that light out through the crown. Breathe in, inhaling light through the crown to fill the heart. And breathing out, push it down into the ground again. And continue with your own breath to energize your body, to energize your spine in this way with the breath. You gradually become longer through the top part of the body, but heavier through the bottom half of the body. Keeping the joints soft, the knees soft, the shoulders soft. And now as you open your eyes, we're going to come back into the breath of Arjuna. So crossing the right hand in front of the left, inhaling, and then exhaling, bring the hands down just in front of you, and then the left hand takes a turn in front. Now this is a lovely way really to feel your spinal wave, because you're using your arms as well. You can really feel the spine uncurling. You can exaggerate that a little if you like, or keep it all quite subtle. Trying to remember which hand crosses in front, so you could alternate. And then we're going to make the Brahma mudra. So we have the first finger, index finger pointing out, and the thumb covering up the fingertips of all the other fingers. Enjoying that breath. You're kind of sending that energy out like you've got a sparkler and you can just paint a little creative circle around you. And this time, when you come up to the top, just place the hands together in Namaste and bring the heel of the hand just close to the forehead at the top of the crown. So we're going to work with chair of the heart. I'll turn sideways for you so you can see. We do quite an upright chair in Drew, mainly because this is all about a heaven and earth connection. So as you breathe in, you bend the knees, but you reach the arms up. Any heart problems or high and low blood pressure, you can just do it all with the hands lower, because you will feel then it's not massaging the heart. If you do it from the crown on the in-breath, all the ligaments that keep the heart in its place are getting a nice little stretch, and the heart is getting a little massage. It's very therapeutic, but not if you've got a bumpy heartbeat, irregular heartbeat. Just keep it down low. So we're using the core and the glutes as we come up now as well. Last one. So bring the hands down in front of the heart, and we're going to work with Anahata breath. So we're gathering in that sense of gratitude and love, really. Compassion, if you like. Not just for others, but also, as you draw that in, compassion for yourself, non-judgment. Last one. Now this time as the hands come out in front, just take a little step, one foot wide, a tiny bit wider than hip width. So we're going to work into those spinal twists that we love. So we're going to do, it's kind of like the second stage from Energy Block Release 1, where we're going to let the legs join in and we just swoosh to each side like you're putting your cloak on and taking it off again. So let's give it a go. Breathing in at the center, breathing out as you put your cloak on. Breathe back in again to the center and take it the other way. Keep that belly button back to the spine. See if you can make a lovely long line from the toe that's behind you all the way to the crown. And you suddenly find when you've done this a bit that you can balance through it and it's not all quite as whizzy and wobbly as it used to be. You can feel your own power. Let's go one way each way. Last one. And so we're going to work with arm rotations similar to the ones in Energy Block Release 1. So if you start with the palms turned out and the shoulders back, breathe in, and then as you breathe out, we bring the shoulders in. As you breathe in, you lift the sternum and bring the shoulders back. And we're slowly going to raise the arms as far as you want to. Keep it low if you prefer that today. You're not in the mood for high. But as we come higher, that breath in literally lifts the heart, lifts the spirits. And it's one of those movements that releases serotonin in the brain. You feel it. And then rolling one shoulder in and one shoulder back, like an Egyptian, kind of. And also you may wish to, there's no neck movement, so you may wish to move your head in synchrony with your arms. Be mindful of your breath. I tend to breathe out each one. And then when we've reached the bottom again, we're going to work with standing cat. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. we're trying to really support the lower spine in this, so we don't really want to be bent right forward. We really want to bend at the knees and support the weight of the body through the arms. So see if you can get that feeling that there's some weight on your hands there by straightening your elbows a little so that you're actually up a little bit higher maybe. And then come into your cat. Really enjoy just playing with each part of your spine. It's the out breath. And the inhale, you're lengthening through, the crown reaching up to the ceiling, not backwards. When you tuck the tailbone under, you're really safe because this lower part of the spine is completely vertical. There's no weight on it at all. This is a good thing to do if you've had to sit for a while. You should have seen me at the service station when I finally got out of the queue. I actually had a shakeout. The lorry drivers must have thought I was mad. And so now we're just going to get that position again and dip a shoulder to the middle and take a look, if you wish to, gently over the other shoulder. So breathing out, lovely spinal stretch, super gentle twist. But this is isolating the top part of the spine, isn't it? If you notice which part of the spine is twisting, and it's not the most twisty bit, doesn't always really want to do it. Keeping that flexibility. And only if you have no spinal problems, then take yourself into forward bend. You can make it a bit more supported by keeping the knees bent. And just, again, only if your back is absolutely fine. Letting the arms dangle down, so you hold onto the elbows. Your tummy can rest on the thighs if you bend the knee a bit, so it is a little bit supported. Let the head rest down. And then just take one elbow to the middle, breathing out. Breathe in and take the other elbow to the middle. So sort of pointing it between the feet, stretching all those longitudinal muscles, and just noticing you might need to just have a little gentle sway to release any tension there. So now we've got the heaven and earth stretch. You can either stay down and take the legs wide, or you might prefer to do it from, if you've got any little aches and pains or more serious spinal problems, you want to keep this really gentle. Just go from the knee to the sky. Otherwise, we'll go from the ground to the sky. So you breathe into the heart, whichever version you're doing. Breathe out to the sky. Breathe into the heart. Breathe out to the ground. So it's just like that meditation we did at the start. But find your way to do it safely, keeping the spine supported, maybe working from the knees if you need to. Just show you what I mean. Lovely. So now bring your feet to hip width apart, and if you can come down into a squat, come down into a squat. If that's a little bit uncomfortable for you, you might be more comfortable kneeling, because we're going to work with the hip extenders. Oh, I can't say it. Hip extenders, the ones that make your leg go outwards. So you can either do it from kneeling, or you can do it sitting. Well done, Pat, good choice. Or you can do it from squatting and just take your leg out to the side and just stretch through that groin area, and then just have a play with the foot, pointing it away towards the wall and then pointing it back towards me. No pain would be right for this. You should have no pain. So if there's any pain at all, it should just feel nice. Then you just need to find a different way of doing it, either kneeling or on the chair, and taking it to where's right for you. So again, to the other side, playing with that foot, pointing the toe away, bringing the foot forward. And so we're going to come down onto the floor for the dynamic squat. In a moment you will need your cushion and blanket for the forward bend. Just going to grab a quick bit of water. Do grab water anytime you need. I might even put my fan on, better than I thought. So my favourite coming up now, just love this, makes me laugh. We did it on the Swadhisthana, the belly workshop, the Swadhisthana chakra, all about a little bit of laughter, a little bit of joy, and we did laughter yoga as well, do more of that I think. So you get yourself nicely back on your arms so that your spine can be quite nice and straight, and you're going to draw the leg in, breathing in, and then flick it away. So we didn't have a shakeout today, did we? So this is quite nice just to shake away any tension there in the legs. Isn't that fun? Of course you can do it much more gently if you want to. I just love it, so I like doing it quite vigorously. And notice how your belly is just relaxing a bit there and sending that energy all the way to the tips of your toes. It's good if you've had a hard day, if anyone's upset you. So we're going to just get the cushion underneath the bottom. So this is just to take the pressure off the hamstrings. So we're going to be working with a seated forward bend. If you have any disc problems or bad back, it's not recommended, don't do it. Just stay. You can just enjoy a few more leg flicks or just enjoy a lovely extension. So I'm also going to take the pressure off my hamstrings by rolling up my blanket to go onto the knees. So we always bring a cushion and a blanket to a Drew yoga class because that's what most Drew teachers would use as props. So this is the peacemaker. It's a master posture. It's again working on Swadhisthana, but in the opposite kind of way. So we kind of revved up Swadhisthana, the joy center, and now we're just calming it down a bit. So this posture is said to control. If you can do this posture, you can control your desires, whatever they might be for. So we'll start sitting up nice and straight with the hands just to the side of the body, just in front of the body slightly. Take a breath in, creating that circle in front of you. As you breathe out, bring the hands down to the thighs. As you breathe in, come up to the heart. And again, lead with the heart. We're just going to keep a straight back and tilt forwards. The hands to the side of the legs, back up to the heart. So we're going to create a circular breath. Breathing in from the soles of the feet, up to the heart, and breathing out, sending the heart forward. So I'm beginning to fold now. If that's enough for you, you can either stay moving or you can come back onto your hands like we did before. Or if you're feeling fine and you really want to release any tension in the lower spine, you just fold as far as it's comfortable for you. You've taken a bit of pressure off the hamstring there. But you continue with that circular breath. So breathing in through the soles of the feet to the tailbone. And then out through the heart, allowing. You've got a spinal wave.
partially because the belly breath is probably pushing on the thighs. If you find a still point at the end of the out breath, just let it be before you breathe in again. And then when we're ready to come out, bring the hands to the side of the body, the sides of the legs, right up to the heart again, straightening the spine, and then we'll make that circle in front again. Breathe in so you've finished by extending the spine, and then breathe out, bringing the hands down to the thigh. So we're going to work with the bridge posture next, which is perfect after doing a forward bend. So we want to make sure we fully extend every little notch of your spine and each disc is fully nourished. So placing the feet close to the bottom and bringing the hands to the side of the body. Just wiggle the hands towards the feet a bit, bring the shoulder blades behind you. Just lengthen your neck and your head away from you before you start. And so belly button back towards the spine. And then we just begin moving one notch at a time, just the tailbone, just the coccyx, and then a little bit more. Breathing in as you come up, breathing out, rolling back down. So that as you come down, you're flexing the spine. And as you come up, you're lengthening the spine. Gradually working your way up higher. So when you reach your highest, you're really sending the knees away. You might have to adjust your neck. Send the knees away to the opposite wall. Lift the hips as high as they'll go. Take the arms overhead. And then slowly lowering back down. Keeping the tailbone curled up, so the pubic bone up towards the belly button to the very last. See if you can just squish each lovely disc and vertebrae onto the mat as you come down. Nice kind of squishing. Breathe out as you bring the arms to the side of the body. So we've got time to do that one again. So we're going to work through the whole of your lovely spine again. So remembering to be mindful of how each part is. Can you keep the knees fairly still? Can you create the start of each movement by pushing through the soles of the feet? Are you feeling a stretch on your quads as you come a bit higher? How are the muscles of your glutes helping you? Keep inquiring, asking questions. You may want to hold when you get to your highest. This is the best bit, isn't it? Rolling that spine like a beautiful deep massage down onto the floor, each of the last parts. I enjoyed that. So we're going to come onto the front for the Sphinx posture. So the hands, the toes are touching, so the bottom and the thighs aren't going to join in, hopefully. That's the aim. We're going to create this movement with our back muscles, but with our core switched on so that it's really super safe. Thumbs near the eyebrows, elbows out to the side. As you breathe out, just switch your core on, and then visualize energy going from the tailbone to the crown as you come up onto your elbows. When you're there, just check the buttocks haven't joined in. I know mine did. I've just let them go again. Keep the core switched on and just gently pull the hands towards you and draw the spine through the shoulder blades. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, we'll look down to the right side. Breathe in back to the centre and looking down to the left side. Breathing in back to the centre. And of course this sequence finishes with crocodile. I can't quite get my feet wide on my mat there, wall's in the way. Wiggle myself off it. So you've got your feet wide. If it's comfortable for you, having your heels rocking in. And you can just rock your hips a little bit. My hands are on top of each other, and your forehead, I can't talk to the ground, but your forehead will just be on your hands. And in that position, it's best not to turn your head. I'm only doing that to talk to you. In that position, you can just breathe into your belly and just feel the mat. Push it back out again. And bring the toes back together. Your hands to the side of the body to help yourself back. You might just enjoy, not really part of the sequence, but you might just enjoy a nice long extended child's pose. And use your hands to help yourself come back up to kneeling. And we're going to work with the one thing that sequence is missing, which is a gentle twist. So I haven't brought my chair in today because well, I should have done, because you could use it. I'm not going to use it, but you could do the seat. It's a seated twist. It's quite strong for the lower spine, and you could do it just sitting on your chair and turn. So there's quite a lot of options for how you can sit for this one. Definitely good to sit on something. So then you can sit with the legs out in front. And we're going to twist first to your right. So you would bring your right foot up. Hang on, I'm going to go to my left. Yeah, I'm going to my left. You're going to your right. I'm going to have to do it the same way as you. So we're all going to go to our right. You might have to look like you're going the opposite way to me. So then it's going to be your left arm that comes round, and you kind of gather yourself in so that you can make a lovely straight spine and just place the hand on the thigh. If you are very happy with twists and you've got a super strong back and no back problems, you might want to have that leg crossed over as well. But that's producing a twist already on the lower spine. So you may prefer it just here.
So we're going to use the hand behind us. We're just going to take it up in the air to help us lengthen our spine. So that'll be your right hand. And then you place it really close to the bottom, possibly on your cushion, and you just use it to push up and keep your spine straight. That might be enough of a twist already, but we're going to work with the idea that your spine is a townhouse. So down at the basement might have started to twist already. So we're going to breathe in and just take the basement for a little twist. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, and then take the first floor. I think it would be a sitting room for a little twist. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, use the hands to make your spine long, and the next part of the spine. So starting to work between the shoulder blades now. Breathe in and lengthen, and take the right shoulder back if you can. Don't do too much, just keep it small. Visualise it if you don't want to do the whole thing. And then finally, breathing in and take a look out of the attic windows. So even the eyes, the gaze goes to the right and becomes part of the twist with the eyeballs. Just take a few breaths there. If you're uncomfortable, do come out. And when you're ready, coming back to the front. And just have a little counter posture both ways. It doesn't matter if you feel this in the muscles the next day, but you don't want to actually create any problems with the discs there. So keep it fairly gentle. I'm going to go the other way. So the left foot coming up, you may or may not wish to cross it right over and create a lovely, I have to move my tummy, it's got even worse since lockdown. Just sort of adjust it around the thigh, and then you can take your right arm around the left thigh, and it should sort of all hook in. But you can just keep that all much more gentle, just have the hand on the thigh rather than trying to get the whole arm there. So then you're taking the left arm into the air, lengthen the spine, breathe in, bring it down behind you, and just push up on your cushion or on your fingertips on the floor. Breathing in and gently turning the basement. Breathe in and lengthen. On the exhale, turning the first floor. Lengthen the spine on the in-breath and turning the bedrooms. Lengthen the spine on the in-breath and turning the left shoulder a little bit behind you. You may find you move so much you have to move your hands. And finally, breathing in and gazing out through the attic window, taking the gaze to the left as part of your twist. Keep breathing, come out if you're uncomfortable. And when you've had 3 breaths, come back to the front. And again, we'll just ease off the spine with some gentle movement there. You may feel like you want to do a few little shoulder rolls, whatever you need to just feel. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, Helen. Stretch. Oh, that's good, isn't it? So hopefully that's set you up for your relaxation. So if you would like to make yourself super comfortable on your mats for a deep guided relaxation, to finish. I can hear cooking sounds in my kitchen, which is nice. The son's cooking tonight. I'm well trained. So let's have a cushion to sit on. While you get yourselves comfortable, your little candle.
So let's begin just by noticing the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor or with cushions. Please do use cushions under the knees if you need it. And please make sure you have a comfortable position at all times. It's safe for you. So noticing where the heels contact the floor, the backs of the knees, they might just be touching cushions. The muscles of the legs touching the floor, the mat, the hips resting. Notice which parts of the back are in contact with the mat. It might not be all of your back, that's fine. Notice the shoulders in contact with the mat. If you've got your palms turned up, the backs of the arms. And just allow yourself to begin to feel heavier. As we begin to stretch and release each muscle group. Beginning by pushing the heels away from you as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, let go. Then pointing the toes away from you as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, release. And now squeeze both buttocks tightly together and holding the breath. And then let go, releasing any tension. On your next in-breath, breathing into the belly, pushing the belly upwards and outwards. As you breathe out, bring the belly button to the spine and the spine to the mat, and then release. And take a softer belly breath in and a softer belly breath out again. As you next inhale, draw both shoulder blades tightly together, hold, and then let go. Now with the arms at the side of the body and the palms turned up, just raise the arms a couple of centimetres off the floor. Keeping the arms straight, rotate the whole arm towards you, right up to the shoulder. Rotate the whole arm away again, so the chest opens, palms turned up. Breathe in and stretch right through the fingertips, the whole of the arm. And as you breathe out, allow your arms to float back to a comfortable position for you. On your next inhale, bring the chin towards the sternum, stretching the back of the neck. And then allow the head to rest back down. Breathing in. As you breathe out, turn the head gently to one side. Breathing in as you come back to the centre. Breathing out as you turn the head to the other side. Breathing in. Let your head rest back in the centre. On your next in-breath, open the mouth wide and take a yawn. As you finish your yawn, allow your jaw to settle. Allow your tongue to rest on the palate and all the way through the throat. Now squeeze the eyes, nose and mouth up really tightly. Make some funny faces. Just tune into any tension there and then let it go. Finally, raise the eyebrows up towards the crown. And then as you breathe out, allow the brow to soften. Now bring the awareness to the sole of your right foot and visualise there, golden warmth, warm and soft like the rising sun. As you gently breathe in, allow its softness, its warmth to flow through the whole of the foot, allowing your foot to rest. Allow warmth to spread past the ankle joints, saturating your calf muscle with softness and warmth. Visualize golden light radiating all around the knee joints, soothing and softening this joint, warming the thigh, front of the leg and the back of the leg, as you give your right leg permission to let go, rest heavily and deeply down onto the mat. Bring your awareness to the sole of your left foot, and as you gently inhale, draw golden warmth into the foot, flowing through all the muscles and tendons, the big toe and each of the toes. Allow warmth to spread past the ankle joint, saturating the whole of your calf muscle with warmth and softness. Visualize golden light gently radiating all around the knee joint, soothing and softening this joint, warming the thigh, the front of your leg and the back of your leg, as you give your left leg permission to rest completely, heavily and deeply down into the mat. On the next gentle inhale, allow this golden light to spread through the spaces of your abdomen. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles of the lower back, soothing and softening, unraveling, unwinding. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles on the right hand side of the spine and on the left hand side of the spine, allowing your back to rest down into the mat. Feel warmth spreading across the right shoulder, easing any pockets of tension, unraveling, unwinding. Feel warmth spreading across your left shoulder, easing any pockets of tension, unraveling, unwinding, soothing and softening, allowing your shoulders to become heavy. Bring the awareness to your right hand. As you breathe in, draw golden warmth into the center of the hand. Allow it to radiate to the thumb and each of the fingers. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles and joints of your arm as you allow it to rest completely. Bring the awareness to your left hand. As you inhale, draw golden warmth into the center of the palm. Allow it to radiate to the thumb and each of the fingers. Allow it to spread through the muscles and the joints of your left arm as you allow it to rest completely. Now take a glorious deep breath into the lungs, feeling golden light spreading through the heart and the lungs, all of that heart space, creating space there, and a sense of gratitude and peace. Allow this feeling of spaciousness to spread through the throat region, and a wave of golden light to gently bring a smile to your face as all the features soften. Feel the muscles on the back of the head soften, and the muscles on the crown soften too. And allow yourself to rest now with that smile back across, shoulder to shoulder, across the heart space, with that sense of gratitude. Each out breath, resting more deeply. Now gently bring the awareness back to the crown of the head. This time visualizing vibrant white, refreshing light. As you inhale, feel each and every brain cell refreshed and renewed. Create a river of white light from the crown down to the tailbone, refreshing and renewing each part of your spine, each disc, each vertebrae. Take a deep breath into the lungs, revitalizing the heart and lungs, and allow this energy to radiate through both arms to the fingertips. And now take some belly breaths and fill the spaces of the abdomen and the organs of the abdomen with vibrant white light. Allow this energy to radiate through both legs to the tips of the toes as you begin to stretch and wriggle. Make whatever movements you want to make first before coming onto your side. Just take a couple of breaths there and then gently help yourself back up to sitting. Well done. Give yourself a hug. And let's give each other one as well. Maybe raindrops on the head to wake up. Namaste.